I'm really pleased with this new album, Endless Blue Sky. It's my first CD in over 3 years, and my first since moving from California to Minnesota. My music comes from 3 major influences: a lifetime of classical education, a love of movies and the music in them, and a tremendous respect for the great popular songwriters that have gone before me. But even more than that, I feel that this album is drawn from the experience of living in Minnesota. When Pam and I moved here, we wanted to have the experience of living in 4 seasons again. Seeing the leaves change in the fall, watching the snow fall in winter, hearing the birds sing as we ride our bicycles in the summertime, and listening to the peepers in the spring. Even though my vision is very poor, I've been able to do things here that I was never able to do in San Francisco. It feels like all things are possible as never before, and I hope to reflect that in my music now and in the future. The first thing I did when we moved into our new house was start looking for the perfect studio for the project. I knew that I needed 3 things: an excellent Steinway piano, a wonderful creative space in which to work, and above all, that special engineer that knew exactly what my music would need to be its best. All that came together when I met Matthew Zimmerman at Wild Sound Recording Studios in Minneapolis.
One of the things about Kevin's project that I really enjoyed was we met well in advance of the project to discuss our aesthetics and ideas and just get to know each other, which is always wonderful in a project when you have a feel, not just for someone's music, but their personality, their goals, what they're looking for. Kevin and I, it turned out, had a lot of things in common, and we shared a lot of life experiences. Our fathers actually did the same job. We're the same age, and we like to laugh a lot, and we like to have a good time. And we both like a lot of different kinds of music, especially classical music. In Kevin Kern's case, he's accomplished and is experienced in many, many different kinds of music, not just classical music, but also popular music and traditional music, and has a enthusiasm and love of lots of different kinds of music. It was just a delight to work because I was offered the opportunity to give my opinions and experiences, and to know that Kevin was open to my own ideas and would allow me to bring something to the project that would engage me in a really personal way. Kevin's a Steinway artist, and we're fortunate here at the studio to have gotten a new Steinway B 2 years ago, which really changed everything about how the studio works. I had no idea what a dramatic difference this piano would be. Its colors, its range, the things that you can do with it. I have a friend who said, "Oh, it's like the biggest box of crayons you've ever seen." Some pianos have like 4 shades of blue. This piano probably has 24 shades of blue. And one of the delights of this, because it was a new piano, we didn't know it that well, and Kevin Kern was able to bring out all 24 plus shades of blue out of this piano. And so it changed our sense of what was possible, and forever changed how we thought things could be done.
For me, the most exciting part of the recording process happens when the live players come in to actually play the music that I've been working on for months. That's when it really comes alive for me. As a blind musician, most of my life was spent only hearing the things that one piano and 2 hands could do. When I finally was able to write music for other musicians and hear that music played back exactly the way I imagined it, my life changed forever, and it's been a tremendous thrill to share that change with all of you through my records.
When you choose players for a project, obviously you want to make sure that the people are very, first of all, virtuosos or as close to that as you can get, or at least extremely accomplished on their instruments, and also that they have beautiful instruments, especially with string players. The sound is so important. We wanted the cello and the violin to have multiple personalities. We wanted to suggest violas. We wanted to be able to suggest an arco double bass. We wanted to be able to suggest a violin section. And fortunately, both Jill and Rebecca, because of their experiences in shows where you're often called upon to do that, they were very sensitive to what the piano was doing at all times and could respond to that appropriately and come up with sounds that complemented the instrument and also lived up to the arrangements and the parts that were suggested. Oftentimes there's what's written, and then there's what the composer is envisaging or hearing, and then there's also in between that the things that you can't describe and you can't know, and that's why you bring in really good people, because you hope they'll be sensitive to that and find those things that you can't put words to. In choosing the players also, besides the string players, we had the consideration of who to play nylon guitar and who to do the upright bass work as well. We're really fortunate to have two just unbelievable musicians here in Minneapolis, those being Gordy Johnson and Dean McGraw. Dean could not just read the lines, but feel the lines, the melodic nylon guitar lines, and I think that comes through in the recording. And Gordy as well is a very supportive, sensitive player who always does the right thing, perfect intonation, seems to know almost without being told what you want, and you couldn't ask for more.
I think that this album has drawn from the experience of moving to a new state like Minnesota. Since moving here, I've had a lot of fun experiencing the tremendously expansive environment in which I now live. There's nothing quite like the boundless possibility that comes from looking at an endless blue sky.